In the world of football, there are trophies and then there are legends. The Ballon d'Or, which translates to Golden Ball, is certainly one of the latter. For any professional player, getting your hands on this award is the absolute pinnacle of individual achievement. It's the ultimate recognition, a statement that for one calendar year, you were the best player on the planet. Handed out by the French magazine France Football since 1956, it's the award every young kid kicking a ball around in the park dreams of winning. It's a symbol of greatness, a mark of pure genius that puts you in the same conversation as the all-time greats of the game. The prestige of the Ballon d'Or comes from its long and storied history. Think of the names who have lifted it. Stanley Matthews, the very first winner, Johan Cruyff, Michel Platini, Marco van Basten, and in more recent times, the incredible rivalry between Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. These aren't just footballers, they are icons who define their eras. Winning the Ballon d'Or means your name is etched into the very fabric of football history forever. It's a recognition voted on by journalists, coaches, and captains from around the world, so it carries the weight of expert opinion. It's not just about scoring goals, it's about skill, influence, and that little bit of magic that sets you apart from everyone else. The ceremony itself has become a huge global event, watched by millions. It's football's equivalent of the Oscars, with all the glamour and anticipation that comes with it. The tension in the room just before the winner is announced is something else. You see the best players in the world, usually so cool and composed on the pitch, looking as nervous as anyone. It's a moment that can define a career and change a player's life. The Golden Ball isn't just a prize, it's a confirmation that you have reached the very top of your profession, a testament to years of dedication, sacrifice and sublime talent that few will ever possess. So when we talk about football awards, the Ballon d'Or is the one that truly matters. It separates the great from the legendary. It's the ultimate individual honor in what is, of course, the ultimate team game. That inherent contradiction is what makes it so special. While you win championships with your club and country, the Ballon d'Or is all about you, your skill, your impact, and your brilliance over a year. It's a statement that, among all the superstars, you shone the brightest, and that is why it remains the most coveted individual prize in all of football, a timeless symbol of excellence. Now, if the Ballon d'Or is the stuff of dreams, imagine an award even rarer, even more exclusive. That's exactly what the Super Ballon d'Or is. It's an award so special that it has only been given out once in the entire history of football. It wasn't created to celebrate the best player of a single year, but the best player over a 30-year period. France Football decided to create this unique honor in 1989 to celebrate its 30th anniversary. Looking back at all the incredible players who had graced the game since the Ballon d'Or's inception in 1956, it was a quest to find the undisputed king of kings from 3 decades of football. The idea was simple but grand, to name the best of the best from a list of previous Ballon d'Or winners. This wasn't just another trophy, it was meant to be the ultimate accolade, placing one player above all other European legends of the era. The exclusivity of the award is what makes it so mythical. While we see a new Ballon d'Or winner crowned every year, the Super Ballon d'Or remains a one-off event, a moment frozen in time. The criteria were immense, requiring not just a year of brilliance, but sustained excellence and dominance over a long and decorated career. It was a prize for a true giant of the sport. The winner was chosen through a vote, just like the regular Ballon d'Or, but this time the electorate was even more selective, including journalists, the public, and crucially, former Ballon d'Or winners themselves. Having your peers, the very legends you competed against, vote for you adds a layer of respect that is simply unmatched. The shortlist was a who's who of football royalty, featuring names like Johan Cruyff and Michel Platini. These were players who had each won the Ballon d'Or 3 times, titans who had revolutionized the game with their skill and intelligence. To be considered the best among them was an extraordinary honor. In the end, the award went to the great Alfredo Di Stefano. It was a decision that honored not just his incredible talent, but his profound impact on European football, particularly with Real Madrid in the 1950s. He beat Cruyff and Platini in the voting, a testament to how highly he was regarded by those who had witnessed his greatness. The Super Ballon d'Or cemented his legacy as officially the greatest player of that 30-year period. It remains the rarest and arguably most prestigious individual award ever handed out, a unique tribute to a unique player. So, who was Alfredo Di Stefano, the man who won this one-of-a-kind prize? Nicknamed the Saeta Rubia, or Blonde Arrow, he was, quite simply, a phenomenon. Born in Argentina, he was a complete footballer, perhaps the first of his kind. In an era of specialists, Di Stefano could do everything. He would start an attack from his own penalty area, dribbling and passing his way up the pitch, and often be the one to finish it with a goal. He was a striker, a midfielder and a defender all rolled into one relentless, technically brilliant package. His stamina was legendary, and his footballing brain was second to none. His fame exploded when he joined Real Madrid in 1953, where he led the most dominant club side footballers ever seen. With Di Stefano as their talisman, Real Madrid won an unbelievable 5 consecutive European Cups from 1956 to 1960. This was the competition that would become the Champions League, and his side were its first masters. Di Stefano didn't just play in those finals, he scored in all 5 of them. A record that still stands today. His performance in the 1960 final against Eintracht Frankfurt, where he scored a hat-trick in a 7-3 victory, is widely considered one of the greatest individual displays in football history. His statistics are staggering. Over his 11 seasons at Real Madrid, he scored 308 official goals in 396 appearances, making him the club's leading scorer for decades. He also won 8 La Liga titles and picked up 2 regular Ballon d'Or awards in 1957 and 1959. But his influence went far beyond goals and trophies. He transformed Real Madrid into a global powerhouse and helped establish the European Cup as the continent's premier club competition. He was a leader, a competitor, and a genius who played the game with a fierce elegance that captivated everyone who watched him. When France football looked back over its first 30 years, it was this incredible legacy of sustained dominance that set Di Stefano apart. While Cruyff had revolutionized football with total football and Platini had dominated the 1980s, Di Stefano was the architect of the modern super club. He was the complete player who defined an entire decade of European football. Winning the Super Ballon d'Or wasn't just a reward for his talent, it was recognition of his status as a true pioneer of the game, the original Galactico. The story of the Super Ballon d'Or trophy itself has a poignant final chapter. For years it was one of Alfredo Di Stefano's most prized possessions, a unique symbol of his standing in the game. After he passed away in 2014, many of his personal memorabilia, including his 2 regular Ballon d'Or trophies and the Super Ballon d'Or, were put up for auction in London in 2021. Football fans and collectors from around the world were eager to own a piece of history. The legendary Super Ballon d'Or trophy was sold to an anonymous buyer for a remarkable £187,500. But its new home is believed to be a very fitting one, the Real Madrid Museum at the Santiago Bernabeu. This gesture ensures that the trophy remains connected to the club where Di Stefano achieved his greatest triumphs. Visitors to the museum can now see this incredibly rare award and be reminded of the player who laid the foundation for Real Madrid's unmatched success. It's a beautiful end to the trophy's personal journey, bringing it back to the spiritual home of the man who earned it. The trophy now serves not just as a tribute to Di Stefano, but as an inspiration for future generations of players who walk the halls of that famous stadium, reminding them of the heights that can be reached. With the Super Ballon d'Or's legacy secured, the big question is, will we ever see it awarded again? The original was given out to mark 30 years of the Ballon d'Or. If France football follows that pattern, the next logical time to award it would be in 2029, celebrating the best player from the 3 decades since 1989. This period has been dominated by 2 players who have redefined greatness in football, taking the sport to a whole new level. The debate about who would win is already a mouth-watering prospect for football fans everywhere, a discussion that will only intensify as the date gets closer. If it were to be awarded, there is little doubt that the contest would come down to Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Both have shattered countless records and have won an astonishing 13 Ballon d'Or awards between them. Messi, with his record 8 trophies and the World Cup now in his cabinet, would have a massive claim. His dribbling, vision and goal-scoring are for many unparalleled. But then there's Ronaldo, a phenomenon of athleticism and dedication, a goal machine who has won league titles in England, Spain and Italy, and has 5 Champions League medals. Choosing between them would be an almost impossible task, but what a fantastic debate to have.